Hartford city leaders hope local families can help them combat some of the school district's biggest challenges.
Your reporter Roger Suzanin live outside of Hartford High School to break down how a new survey could play a big role in shaping education in the city. So Roger, what do parents need to know?
Good morning, ladies. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Today, district leaders are kickstarting a digital conversation with local families about education in the city. And listen, they know that this survey certainly won't solve all of the district's issues, but they do hope that it will provide a roadmap for dealing with some of the biggest problems. Later this morning, city and district leaders will announce a new education survey they're conducting along with change.org. This digital conversation will allow students, parents, and teachers to weigh in directly on the district's critical issues. Right now, Hartford schools are under state intervention due to a myriad of issues, including a $35 million budget deficit that could lead to school closures and consolidations. The survey will go live later today, and eventually this new partnership will also include town halls and other types of group conversations. The stakes are high, but city leaders hope collaboration can be the key to helping the district course correct. And by the way, change.org will foot the bill for this entire program. So the survey won't actually cost the city any money. The program will be officially unveiled at 11 a.m. Of course, we'll be all over that announcement and provide more details throughout the day. Reporting live in Hartford, I'm your reporter, Roger Suzanin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Roger, thank you.